he called himself the artist of the people because he painted for the people what people liked. And the other part, I think, was the historical research that he did that for his books and the books that contributed to culture of the Southwest. He would research the books, original research, and then he would do the paintings for them and put them in the books that he published about the Tohono O'odhams and about the Yaquis and Father Kino, Father Sarah. Maybe if his paintings fall out of favor, I don't think those books ever will because they're an important part of the culture.
More than that, I think De Grazia had a huge role to play in tourism in Arizona. He rose to fame when the Eisenhower highway system was built, the freeways, and people were starting to take long vacations, travel more. Arizona Highways had a new publisher. He really gave De Grazia a big push by publishing photos of his art. So people around the country, maybe even around the world, all of a sudden could see what Arizona looked like. So I think he's had a really lasting legacy that way.
I think you can't help but walk away with something that he was a character, that he played that role in some part, but in the part, that was who he was.
He went to New York once and was on the Today Show and dressed as he always dressed, flannel shirt, old blue jeans, old hat. He always carried a red bandana in his back pocket. In the middle of the interview, he hauls out this handkerchief and honks into it on national TV. He was just a fun guy, fun to write about, and I hope fun to read about and to talk about. But also, there was a lot more to De Grazia than I think people really knew.
He came from poor background, growing up as a son of a Morenci miner. And he struggled with his artwork for so long until he finally caught on.
I mean, he'd been to Mexico and studied with Diego Rivera and Jose Clemente Orozco, came back, went to the U of A, asked them to do a show, and they said no.
Well, there was some hint that maybe Rivera was a communist and that his paintings may have been too dark and about oppression and poverty and these types of things. I think one of the things he did learn from Rivera was that he needed to lighten up some too. De Grazia gets criticized for these little girls with no eyes and holding a basket of flowers or something. If you look at some of Rivera's work, they're not far from that.
We came up here one day to hear De Grazia's youngest son, Domingo, play. He's a Spanish flamenco guitarist, and got here early. We wandered through the rest of the gallery and went to the bookstore and said, we want to know more about this guy. Can we buy his biography? And they said, there isn't one. And Jim has written several biographies, and I saw the light bulb go on over his head. And the rest is history. He went to the U of A Press to ask if they'd be interested, and they said yes, indeed.